Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. I was about to do it again. Sometimes I think about like just going for it.
Yeah, it's a. You got to go
It's
for
just
the
one
jump.
of your roles.
Yeah.
We like consistency, so it's gonna always start with hello, hello, hello.
It's got to be the same every time.
Maybe someday we're gonna have hello, hello, hello merch. I need to write that down.
Oh.
Sorry, we're always
Hopefully
plotting.
RuPaul didn't copyright it, or else we're screwed.
Plotting and scheming, baby. So we are once again. We try to mess with the sound settings, so hopefully you can't tell, but we are once again in the middle of the PlantCon convention. We are right in the middle of the hall of the whole thing.
And it has gotten significantly busier.
It is busy. So we're in our little cage again. We're in our exhibit.
Just little snakes in the enclosure.
Mm-hmm. So we have a fun special guest with us today. Everyone's special to us, but we've actually gotten to spend some time with this guest. So really fun, and I feel like we know each other so much better already.
We're
not strangers, baby.
Bonded by blood and cockroaches.
Lots of stuff. We're bonded by a lot of things. So today with us, we have Britt Parish, otherwise known as Botanically Beat.
Hey.
Is that how you say your last name? Is it Parish?
It is Parish.
Okay, we got it.
Yes.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here.
You have an amazing voice for a podcast.
Do I really?
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm like listening to you. It's like, honey.
I feel like I'm
Is
on
it
your
really?
podcast.
Yes.
I feel like we are the guest.
Oh my gosh. I honestly cringe at my voice.
No,
No.
this is good.
But it sounds very
I
like
say that too, though. I
sultry.
get comments on my voice, and I'm like, I hate my voice.
You know what it is? It's your microphones, honestly, because
It's
I
just
feel
making us
very
sound
like
so good,
no.
so professional, baby.
It
I
does
need to-
bring another level of like, oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm a radio
Like-
DJ, Wendy Williams, Hot 97, baby.
Oh my
I
God.
wish you could see my face. I want to do her
Sitting
facial
here
expressions.
in PlantCon in the hall with my friends.
Strokelicious.
Everyone's like, what accent is that supposed to be? So now that we're onto it, I'm just going to jump right to it. We watched a
Let's do
Wendy
it.
Williams documentary last night.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so good. I mean, y'all came in
It was
right in it. I was like,
insanity.
Brandon, what are we going to watch? Because I didn't want to just throw on Vanderpump Rules. I didn't want you guys to come in the middle of a season of something. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not fair. Unless we've all seen it. Like if we're all just watching The Office in the middle of, whatever. If we've all seen it. So
Though you put on Vanderpump Dogs
Yeah,
in the
we
middle.
watched-
I've never seen that
That
show.
was-
no,
Never
we
heard
watched-
of
we
it.
watched start
We
to
watched the whole
finish.
thing.
Oh,
There's
was that
only-
start to finish?
Yes.
That we watched. I was so hooked.
If any, I know. I looked it up, and I'm getting emotional now. I looked it up, and there's only one season of Vanderpump Dogs, and I wouldn't even call it a season. There's 6 episodes.
It's a mini series at
and I'm
best.
like, they put a lot of effort into that, like
Yeah.
the marketing, the colors,
Yeah.
you knew what to expect
That
each
was
time.
that was
It
Vanderpump
profesh.
Rules level production.
I know. I'm like, what? And then just dropped off the face of the earth because I think that came out in 2021.
It was because of
Yeah.
that scandal that I read you guys after.
Oh
remember?
no, it's
I
because
think
the
that's
dog
why it
with
stopped.
the worms.
I think that's
it was
why
the
it
dog
stopped.
with the
Wormy
worms.
Not even the dog.
Yeah.
It's the woman with the worms coming out of all
All
holes.
orifices.
That was so bad. Yeah, look it up at your own discretion.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
now we're all Lisa Vanderpump stans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the team.
So we watched that, and then I was like, we need to like watch something. I don't know. I went through movies because I was like, I've never going through Peacock. I've never heard of a lot of these shows.
Yeah.
And it was like some Wendy Williams, and you were like, it's just her show. It's not a documentary. And I clicked on it, and I was like,
Well,
no,
because it
this
said
is-
it was a series, which was confusing.
Yeah, I was
but
like,
there was only
what?
one episode.
That was a
It
whole
was one
hour
episode-
long.
hour and a half.
Hour and a
yeah.
half.
Yeah, that was it.
It felt like a movie. Remember we
It-
were saying that it felt like we were watching somebody portray
Actor.
her.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a real person.
Yeah.
It started
seemed
with
like
chaos and it ended with
a
chaos.
portrayal of a person.
It was a lot of highs and lows. I was
Yeah.
honestly very unstable watching it. I didn't know how to be. I wanted to like laugh and then I wanted to like cry with her. I'm like,
See-
I feel your pain, girl.
in her faces. That's why we need to
Oh my
record our
God.
Oh my
podcast,
God, it
and then we
was
can just
so
turn to the
good.
camera and like
The
make
thing-
weird faces.
Because people don't know when our like jaws are on the floor or when I'm like giving
Oh
you a
my
look
gosh.
or
Yeah.
when we're like, I don't know, we're being funny.
Yes.
We have a special guest producer, and I want to remind this producer, you don't have to record us the whole time. Just holding it?
He's
Wait, what?
just holding it so that we think that he's recording.
Oh, okay.
So we put on a show.
So I feel
Surprise!
feel
He's
cool.
just he's
Yeah, I was
live
like-
streaming us talking shit.
Oh my God. Surprise, baby. Yeah, I was like,
Oh my
people have
gosh.
been secretly recording us all night.
he's
so
getting
bad.
he's getting content.
A content creator never stops.
Never stops. Never ever ever. Wave at mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, yeah. I have it on my list of questions for you to tell people what you're known for.
Okay.
But it's your mom, right?
It's for sure my mom. She is the moment. Honestly.
Did she get you into plants? Is she planty?
You know what? She is very planty. My grandmother actually got me into plants, though, when I was a kid. She had a magical garden. I'm from Michigan, and there's, like, the best growing weather. She had a magical garden. It was, like, she had apple trees, and she had tomatoes, and a peach tree, a grapevine. She had, like, everything in the garden, and I got to tend to it as a kid while my mom was in nursing school every day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and my grandmother's from the South, so she made things. Yeah.
Super mom. I love
so
that.
Cool. So, yeah, I've been into plants since I was a kid, but, like, heavy into plants because of COVID, as most of us
absolutely
are.
What else do we have to do?
I needed an outlet because I was literally, like, the most depressed I've ever been.
Animal Crossing only got me so far.
No, seriously.
I can only do a puzzle so many times.
Oh, no, my gosh. I was, like, living with my ex at the time, and it was a very toxic relationship in, retrospect. So the plants helped me definitely get through that because, I was sad. It's a sad time.
Yeah, it's not fun, especially
not
when,
fun.
like, I'm sure that, like, wasn't good timing with, like, having to be alone so much.
No, seriously. And I was away from my family. Like, I was living in San Antonio. My family was in Dallas, so I could never see them.
Oh.
And my mom was, like, kind of, like, going in a little hypochondriac moment. She was, like, scared
I'm
every
like
day.
Oh, Mom was paranoid.
I can't even imagine being away from your mom. Like, I'm going to be sad being away from your mom.
I know.
We're going to have to schedule regular FaceTime calls.
Absolutely. You guys are her honorary children, and she
so
will
sweet.
absolutely expect it, okay?
I
She'll
love
be
it.
asking about you guys.
No, I won't lie. At the beginning of this, I was like, oh my God, someone's mom's hanging around.
No, I know the same.
I was like, there's going to be 2 real adults in the house.
Literally, I feel like a child because I'm like, oh no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, when I say people, like, my mom is coming, she's like one of those people that, like, to know her is to love her. And, like, once you, like, know how she is, people are like, oh my gosh, like, she's like a reflection of you, or like, you're like a reflection of her. And I'm like, yeah. But she's like one of those, like, cool moms. Like, she's definitely, like, warm and fuzzy, but, like,
she feels like a safe space.
In literally less than 2 minutes, I'm like, these are my people.
Hell yeah. Never mid, okay? Never mid.
Top tier, S tier mom. I love it. So what are you known for besides your lovely mother?
Definitely known for, I guess, being a positive light. People know me for my big alocasia zebrina Ziggy. He's a 6 foot tall, 5 foot wide span alocasia zebrina.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's
specimen
a
sized,
beast.
baby.
He's a beast. His stalk is, like, literally the size of
Juicy
my body.
baby.
Yeah, he's huge. They also know me for my love for snake plants because they're so underrated.
Ooh.
Right?
Honestly, I feel you. When I'm at
What
the
one's your
plant
favorite?
Ooh, definitely the Bantle sensation.
Same.
Right?
That's the only snake plant I have anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's so lit. Like, honestly, like, all the variegation that comes in one blade is amazing.
They're fun.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so
we
that's what
love
people know me
the
for.
diversity of propagation. A good shareable plant, I
Heck
feel like. I don't know,
and
easy
it's so
care.
easy.
Yeah.
Like,
A
it's so
good
easy, but it's
tried
so
and
beautiful.
true.
Yeah. So many so many variations of the snake plant. So
I hear the music coming in. Do you guys hear the
I hear it.
in the background?
Turning it up.
It's a
Oh my
part. It's a
gosh.
We're about to get
party.
hamish.
Y'all, that was Wendy Williams.
Oh
she was
my
She's like,
gosh.
she's like,
I'm gonna go ham.
I'm gonna go ham, and then
I'm
I
gonna go hammer.
and then I cracked open a bottle of wine, and I went hamish.
She also invented the word stroke-alicious.
That's how she described her parents having a
She's like-
stroke
no,
back
she
to
was
back.
literally in tears, and she's like, they were no longer stroke-alicious. It's like, okay, you know what? She must be, like, used to covering
Oh
up
my
her
gosh.
hurt with, like, humor.
Oh, for sure.
We were literally psychoanalyzing her the entire time.
Like-
No, we
she
were.
needs help.
It's like
She
you
needs help.
wanted to sob your eyes out at what she was actually, like, describing, but then the way she said it made you want to
Oh,
cackle.
Yeah,
The
it
way
was-
she, like, looks at the camera.
Oh my
and-
gosh. It was definitely her laying up with the glass of whatever was in her drink, her beverage.
Well,
for
she's
me.
supposed to be sober, but it looked like
No,
wine.
Yeah. I'm like,
I don't know.
You
Are
could
you-
tell that they had to cut several times,
Oh my gosh.
regroup,
Yes.
and then it just goes back into it. Like it was a sight. It was a sight to see.
Yes.
So-
I cannot imagine, like, being on the production team, like, filming her ever. It would just be a
Well,
roller
it seems
coaster
like
every
that
day.
set was very toxic. Like
It
the Wendy
was,
Williams
yeah.
set. I don't
Yes.
really watch her. Like I just see the
Well, yeah,
memes.
Kevin's a piece of shit, so of course it was
Yeah.
toxic.
Toxic. toxic.
Yeah.
I'm
terrible.
So, Britt, tell us, because you moved around a little bit, you're a Midwest queen, just like us.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love it.
That's why we vibe.
That is it.
It's a Midwest
That is it. I was
thing.
like, why do we click so well?
No, seriously.
When did you move away from Detroit?
So, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and we moved 13 years ago to Texas. At the time, like, all the houses were going underwater, jobs were like no longer. It was a very bad time for Michigan. And my mom, being in nursing, was like, well, we can choose between Georgia or Texas or California because of the schools. For my little sisters at the time, they were going, everybody was like transitioning. Like, my brother was going to college, my sisters were going to high school. I was like going from Wendy's to, I don't know what my life is, so I don't care. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not at a transitional moment. I don't care. So yeah, we chose Texas because it's just like huge for healthcare. And she chose Dallas, and we moved 13 years ago, and I was living in Dallas for 7. And then I moved to San Antonio for 3 with my ex, and then Tulsa. I got into a program that paid you $10,000 to move to Tulsa for a year.
I was about to be like, so what made you make that
I
move?
know, right? Tulsa's like one of those places that people, I think, assume.
I'm guessing it's more big, like it's obviously like a bigger like town or city.
Yeah.
But to me, Oklahoma, I think
When you say the word, right, it's like all the thoughts, all the stereotypes.
all the thoughts.
Is it giving Omaha, Nebraska vibes?
It actually is giving little Austin vibes.
Oh, yeah.
It's so crazy. It's
Yeah,
very
you said it's a little
niche-y.
up and coming.
It is, yeah. It's like one of those cities that like a lot of people are moving to. The Tulsa Remote Program definitely is like moving people there. They moved like over 2,000 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like
Everyone's
they're bringing
moving
all this
inland because
talent.
Florida's going to be underwater soon.
Oh my God, I'm
and
sad.
California's going to float away.
And
It's
I'm
just a lot.
sad. I'm sad about that actually because I love Florida so much. Plants just like live their best life out there. But yeah, so then I just moved to Dallas literally Saturday.
Yeah.
A few days ago.
That is crazy.
I know. I've been on a whirlwind with 150 plants.
That is
So like, let's talk
absolutely
about
wild.
that. Oh my God.
In
the
one
stress.
go. Wait, so I want to jump back. So did your mom sit down and really give you guys obviously you're probably a teenager, but she really like gave you a decision and like input on where y'all were going to move?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, my parents, I talk about this in therapy all the time. I wasn't given a single choice in my childhood. I was just
Really?
forced to do whatever the family was doing. I just
yeah,
had
it's
to
just
do
like,
it.
no, you're a kid. Why would your opinion matter? But I love that.
Yeah.
What another,
well, for
like,
me,
what a stellar lady.
yeah, no, for me, it was just like, I was like 17 at the time, so pretty much an adult. And she was like, you can stay here. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I was like, I'm just going to move with you guys because I am still trying to figure out life. So Texas sounds good. Sounds fun.
She was like, I don't want to uproot your life, so if you want to stay here, you can.
Yeah.
And you were like, I want to come with you, Mom.
Absolutely. I love her so much. She's like my best friend.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go with. I'd be like, okay, let's go, Mom. Wherever you want.
I know. She's awesome.
Yeah, so she's a nurse now?
She is a nurse. She's been a nurse for over 30 years.
That.
Yeah.
Wow.
My friend's mom.
I can't imagine
who-
doing anything for 30 years. The fact that I've lived for 30 years is too much.
It doesn't feel real. But
It
also,
doesn't.
like, your concept of time is very warped. So,
Like, how have I been breathing for more than 30 years? It's a lot of work.
It is.
and how are you still so in shape and, like,
Again,
You're in amazing
a lot
shape,
of work.
Brandon.
not breaking down?
Oh my gosh. I'm
Yeah.
actually quite shocked at like how great your physique looks in person. Because pictures, I mean, they do you justice, but like in person, I'm like, oh my God, he's so fit. Like,
I think
like
I
what
do
is
look
mine?
better in
He's so
person than I
fit.
do in pictures because I don't know
Okay,
how
but based
to.
on the amount of replies I was getting in my story yesterday about your body, Brandon, people were pointing out your package, your back end, and your calves.
OMG.
And you weren't even the main event in the picture.
No,
you were just like off
in
to the,
the picture.
side.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, what the hell?
It
is-
was the white pants.
Yeah,
You gotta be brave wearing white pants.
That's the first time I've ever worn. Well, I wore white pants one other time. I stained them within 20 minutes of wearing them.
Yeah, that's why I don't
We
do
killed it.
white.
We went to a distillery or
Oh my
brewery, I don't know,
gosh.
and beyond, and it was fine.
Yeah.
You know what
They're
I
still
love
white.
was like the picture
My-
that we took.
My white dress though got tore open.
Oh, yes, I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say that the picture that we took in the bathroom before your white dress got torn.
I think that was right after.
It was right after, but literally the picture was like such a blur,
Oh,
and
you
I was
gotta
like,
send me
this
that
was
one because
like,
I have the
will.
blurry one. I
Oh,
think
we have to add you to the group album.
Oh yeah,
So you
she
can
was telling me
stare
about
at all the
that.
pictures of us.
She was telling me about that. Yeah, I was like, this is literally sums
We've
up
got
the
some
night.
in
It was
there
a
because
blur.
you're in some of my videos just out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
I sent you. I don't know if I sent you some. I sent you the ones where like in the thumbnail I can tell that you're in it, but I got to like go through them a little bit. You know.
Yes, we do have to share content. We've been taking so much content of each other, so
It's
I'm
nice. I
excited
will
to
say,
see.
y'all, Britt is a queen.
Oh my
Usually I have to
gosh.
remind Brandon to be like doing this stuff and like, hey, can you take a picture?
See, I
Can you
take,
do this?
I do
Yeah.
like, I'm really good at the background stuff, but I'm really bad at like taking the content. It's like,
What background stuff are you talking about?
well, like,
oh, like
I can like put everything together and like, I'm like, got to make sure we have all the stuff we need to be able to like do what we need to do, but I don't do the thing we need to do. That's.
I feel you. I'm just like always on.
always
I feel like,
on.
yeah.
I didn't even have to ask.
You know
and
you
she's
didn't.
like
I'm
taking
like,
videos.
absolutely.
And I'm like, you're amazing.
I'm like, I had already planned to do that. What do you mean? Why do you gotta ask?
creators supporting creators.
Absolutely.
We love it.
It's what we do.
I just love the plant community. I love a lot of the plant creators, and a lot of them are becoming like just my best friends because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like I talk about plants a lot, and just like our last episode, I feel like I talk about them too much, and I
Yeah.
don't want to be around people who are going to get sick of it immediately.
I feel
Like,
you.
oh, she's bringing them up again.
Oh, I feel you.
It's like Sheena talking about her ex-boyfriend
Oh my,
on
7.
Vanderpump Rules.
He can hang a TV in 7 minutes.
He can hang a TV in 7 minutes. It was amazing.
Rob. He's my best
is.
friend. He's my best friend, Rob.
We just don't kiss, but we love each other. He doesn't. He doesn't say I love you, but we love each other. Oh my god, absolutely unhinged.
You guys are hilarious. I just want to say, like, if people don't know, like, first impressions are like everything for me, and I'm like, you guys are literally what I thought you were, and then also what I thought you wouldn't be at the same time. It's a weird dynamic
gosh.
because you guys are amazing and like so funny, and you guys have such great chemistry. It's almost like you guys have known each other since birth. That's
Literally.
what it feels like. Like you guys came out the same womb.
No, it is weird, like how our lives have overlapped,
Yeah.
but we didn't actually meet each other till
We went
That
to
is so
we went to the
crazy.
same college. Like
Oh my gosh! Do you guys like ever remember like being in passing? Like
we
No.
did. We only had
I
like
was only
one
there for 1
semester
year.
of overlap. Like
He graduated like as I was coming in because
Yeah.
remember I'm
Wow.
25 and he's 30 something. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think you came in my last semester there working because I worked after I
Oh
graduated.
yeah,
That's amazing.
And we both worked in, or I used to, and now you still do, in cosmetics and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably have worked for like I worked in Macy's, and you work at Macy's.
Yeah.
Maybe in sometimes the same mall because I worked at Roseville.
Mm-hmm.
You work in the Roseville Center. No, Rosedale. I was like, what the fuck am I thinking about?
Yeah, well, if people ever
A
wondered
lot
if
of
you
weird
guys were
things.
the same
And like
way
we've gone
in
to
person.
some of the same concerts
Yeah.
too
Yeah. Oh yeah.
from forever ago. Like just
Well, and the coincidences just keep on rolling. The other weekend, my mom was visiting, and I'm like, let's go visit Nicole
No,
at
literally.
PQ. And me and my mom rolled up, and her mom was there.
Oh my
my mom
gosh.
happened to be visiting me at the same time that Brandon's mom was in town. She doesn't even live nearby.
Wow.
And they just walked in, and Brandon doesn't even ever visit me at work. So I'm just like, oh my god, this is such a treat.
Oh
So
my
then our
gosh.
moms got to meet. I was like, wow, that's so great.
That is so cool. Well, you guys are most definitely.
fun.
I know you guys, like Nicole, you voiced that you were like worried about, like people thinking that you were the same, like
Or I'm different than I am
if you're
online.
different.
I try to
Yeah,
present
I feel like
how
you
I am.
are. No, I absolutely.
Like Brandon said, like I mean, you said that you don't want to show up to social media when you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
So when you're
Oh,
when you're
absolutely.
feeling good, that's how you are.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
show up I usually show up regardless, not all the time.
Yeah.
But if I'm not feeling good, I'm going to be depressing as hell in my content, and you're going to deal with it. And that's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
I posted videos of me bawling my eyes out over my plants, and it's cringy because everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so cringe to cry on TikTok." Meh. But no, I'm just like, I need people to know that like
It's not always-
it's so and I've worked through that too, where now I'm so like it's not a big deal
Yeah.
sometimes. Still very controlling. Like I want to be in control of my own plants. I was just talking to someone else about like if I'm moving with my plants and I break a plant, I'm okay with being mad at myself, but I don't want to be mad at somebody else for
Yeah.
fucking with my
For
plants.
sure.
You know. So we talked about. So we kind of went over all these places you've been, but remind
Yeah.
people where you have grown, like where you've been
Ooh.
growing your plants. How
That's
many
so
places you've
good.
been to? You've moved around more than I have.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
Are you only from Minnesota and born, raised, everything?
I've moved around in
Oh, okay.
like the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
But and obviously have traveled, but I've never. And I lived in Eau Claire for a year
Yeah.
for college. But,
Okay.
I've physically moved like
I have not-
20 times, but I've
Yeah.
only lived in like 4 close cities.
Oh,
This is-
okay. Okay, yeah, I guess I have moved around then a lot. I would say like I started growing my plants in San Antonio during, like I said, COVID, when I was just like I literally went from like 0 to 100 real quick because I was on social media, but I was like following people that started making me like feel bad about myself. And I was like, no. Like, and then one thing I thought about was like the plant community like never makes me feel bad. Like every time I go and scroll.
Okay, so like outside of plants, people were making you feel bad.
Well, yeah.
Were you like a hate follower? You're like, I'm starting to hate these people, but I'm following them because I just want to like.
I assumed like
No,
it was
it was-
I unfollowed a bunch of Instagram models because it was
Yes.
making me feel like shit about myself.
When at first they were like inspiring me, but
yeah,
then it was like,
and I was like, oh wait, this isn't actually realistic, and this person's just making content and
Yes.
preying on me and my wallet. So it's, you got to follow people that are on the
Yeah.
same journey as
No,
you and
for
aren't
sure.
trying to like make you feel a certain way.
Yeah, and
They're
I don't
just
think it was like
sharing.
intentional, but it was just like a feeling because of like where my mental health was at the time. It was just like, oh, I used to be inspired by you. Now you make me feel bad about where I am in life. And so I unfollowed all those people, and I just was like, you know what? The plant community always makes me feel good. I always like feel very good, like looking at people's pictures and inspired with all the different aesthetics and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just going to start a plant Instagram. And I did, and that was in San Antonio, and literally was just like no intention of trying to be an influencer or anything like that. I was like, I just want to document my journey as a plant parent, like all the mistakes I make, all of my plants, where I start with them and how they grow. And it was like in San Antonio, and then went from like 0 to 100 in less than a year during COVID. And like, I was like, how the hell did I get to like over 100? Like, I'm just now kind of like getting into plants, but they're responding well to me, so why not? And then from San Antonio, moved to Tulsa, and that's where like I purged most of my collection. So I went down from like 100 to 20, and I moved to Tulsa with just like 20.
Oh my god!
Well, those plants were starting to make me feel bad about myself. It was like
Yeah,
they
you're like-
reminded me of like what they got me through in
Yeah.
a weird way, and I didn't want to bring that energy to Tulsa.
Yeah, because they were absorbing the negative energy, so you didn't have to take it
Exactly.
forward.
Yeah, no,
God.
seriously.
Science, baby.
Yeah.
I've said that so many times sitting here. Maybe that needs to be another merch.
Absolutely, that needs to be
Merch
merch
list.
You guys need. Let's talk about like me calling you guys the Minnesota Minions.
The Minnesota Minions.
Can we just like get?
Or Minnesota Menaces. Someone else called us Minnesota Menaces.
I won't even say that he called you guys Minnesota Monsters, and I was like, that's not very nice.
Well,
Well, we call
the whole
ourselves
night before we
goblins.
were the goblins.
Yeah, we
so.
call
Oh, yeah, we were calling
Well, the
ourselves
three of us were the goblins. So he was.
Maybe that's why he said monsters, okay? Because I'm like, I didn't catch that. Like,
See,
that's kinda
but you
mean.
can't go the Minnesota Goblins. There's no alliteration.
Yeah, of course.
It just sounds more like an actual insult.
Yeah, but I
If
was like,
we could be the
Minions sounds
Georgia
so much good.
the Georgia Gremlins, but we're not from Georgia, so
Oh my god, or gargoyles.
that's for a different class.
breaking news.
Oh
You
my.
need to read that.
The drama.
Oh, the drama. Can I read it out loud?
Wait, should we? I
No,
think-
let's not do that.
Should we?
Actually,
I'm
no.
really thinking about this right now because I think we should.
You think so?
I think, well, here's the
This
thing.
is kinda
when,
like-
when we're sitting on the
This is
couch.
public information that
Yeah,
was
it is
presented
public.
to
It's
us.
public, and also, when we're sitting on the couch and we start
We're
saying
like
something.
we're literally watching it happen live. I mean, we
watch
weren't.
what happens live, like Andy Cohen.
You don't have like a breaking news sound, Brandon? Like, yeah, like this just did.
Oh my god!
You need it. You need it.
Is there one on like the second board?
What is that?
Trash talk. What's that?
I don't think it does anything.
Ah,
Oh my god, it's the beep.
Like,
What
this
the?
just-
oh, it's like a.
oh,
Let's be
It's
done.
like an. It's like a
Warning
silent. A
headphone-
siren.
Headphone users. Okay, give me that. Real quick. Oh my god! No, I was saying, you know how when we're sitting on the couch and we're about to tell each other some hot gossip and then we change our minds.
Some hot goss.
We don't like when that happens,
Oh,
and we
okay.
just did that to the listeners.
Yes,
So
okay.
I'm going to tell you.
let's talk about
Should
it.
we preface what started yesterday because this is
We
okay.
should.
So
Well, is that one public knowledge?
I don't
that
know.
one's not public
Okay, so
knowledge.
maybe not.
Yeah, we'll keep
There's
that.
some.
Okay.
Okay, well, y'all know what happens at plant events. Some people have sticky fingers. Some people, and I'm a poor bitch, but I am a guilty bitch, so I could never steal a fucking plant.
The Catholic guilt would eat me
But
alive.
there's a lot of small, uncommon plants here, and it seems like
Tiny plants.
at least one individual, maybe two, have taken advantage of the fact that there's not really any plant security. And you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you're on your own, kid, as a vendor. So if you didn't bring extra plant security, what are you supposed to do? So
I just feel like it's like never really that serious to like do that for one, and then literally the energy that whatever energy that you had to like seal that plant, you're like putting it into that. Like that plant's not gonna thrive.
that plant
Yeah.
is gonna,
Not
it's
gonna
gonna
thrive.
die.
Yeah.
It's gonna die because you're a bad person. Fuck you.
Exactly. Like why? It's just never that serious.
So I just pulled up Instagram because I was just going to check on, I don't know, the reel that we posted today, just see what's going on, see if anyone's tagging us. And
It's
then the
doing great,
first,
by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love it.
The first the first post that pops up is from Cultivar, Texas, which is one of our vendors and one of the shops that we went to. We got the
now it's really bumping.
going on. Now it's really bumping.
They're the ones that are like literally across from us, right?
And it's a little picture of
directly right there.
Yeah.
It's a little picture of a tissue culture caramel marble, and it says stolen plant, FYI. And this was posted 55 minutes ago. FYI, we are currently vending at PlantCon International 2023, and this tissue culture caramel marble just got stolen from our Cultivar booth. Oh, by the way, they didn't say which booth. They have 2 booths, so they should specify. Yeah. Keep an eye out and let us know if you have any info. Thank you so much.
Dun,
Why is
dun.
my sound coming in and out?
Dun,
It sounds
dun,
weird.
dun.
And there are 9 comments. Someone said, I do believe in karma. Such a foul move. I hope they get caught. That's terrible. Stolen. Won't live. Heck no. That is so crazy. People be stealing. Someone said, I hope they do the right thing and put it back. If not, well, curses on them, and may aphids and mealybugs attack their personal collection with a bunch of fire emojis. That is crazy.
That is. Honestly, I like coming into like these kind of events, I just never think about bad things happening, but it's a realistic, you know, like you have to account for it. But I'm just like, plant people are such like genuine, like good people. I just never think
that's
that
what we think, but you know.
Okay, Britt, this is a good question for like, you're like, the plant community is the best.
She does stay out of drama.
I really do. I'm so unbothered.
You're a wholesome girl.
The
I love
Facebook
ya.
world,
You're a
how
wholesome woman.
how into you the Facebook world of plant are you?
Yeah.
Like,
so like in 2020 when I did start in plants, like I was like the Facebook purge queen, bro. I was literally hoarding all the Sabrinas. But in terms of like the drama and like all the groups, I do know of some, but it's always like late to the game. And just like I was asking you guys about, like, why are these people so heavy in the plant community? Because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I just stick to my plants and myself and my community. So I'm not like really heavy in the drama, though. I love a little tea, you know, but I don't want that energy, and I don't want to put that energy out. Like I just feel like absorbing that energy is even bad.
Well, it's
I'm
like
such an energy person.
This is my view, and I'm so glad that we all came from the TikTok realm because I think that's top tier.
Yeah, when
for
did
sure.
you join TikTok? Because you did Instagram first, right?
I joined TikTok last year.
Damn.
Yeah, somebody like dared me to, actually. They challenged me to, not dared. They challenged me to because I was like this Instagram person that was like, oh yeah, everything is the Instagram way, and then you get on TikTok and it's like totally different. It strips you of everything that you think you know.
But you've found good success with TikTok.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, and
TikTok
that's
is way better than Instagram.
Yeah. So that's exactly it. If you can find success on TikTok, you're a top tier person.
For sure.
If you're an Instagram person who can only find Instagram success or like Instagram community, you're mid. You're not.
Well, because you got to be able to be like, you got to transform your content.
Oh, for sure.
You can't just like, because it's pretty rare that I take a reel and then post that to TikTok.
If
I
I
do separate content for both.
You do TikTok to Instagram though, right? It's easier.
Yeah, but I mean, I will recycle my content on Instagram because it's just more content. But like,
I feel like Instagram doesn't like when I talk though. They want me to have these short, trendy videos, and I don't post that on TikTok.
Right. And it's not like always like trendy. I just feel like the hard part as a content creator is like finding the middle ground of creating content that can like translate on all platforms. Because they all have different languages. They all speak different languages. But yeah, I totally get like Instagram does not like you to talk, bro. They want you to like dance and mimic. And
they want you to.
They want you to like sound fun and look pretty, but not speak.
Yeah, no, for sure. But Facebook is like a totally.
But
different
Facebook
beast.
is sub-mid.
It's
if like
Facebook is like just giving whatever I give it.
Because I like Facebook is like boomery, and I feel like these people who are on Facebook primarily in the plant world, they kind of like absorb that boomery energy, and even if they're not a boomer, they're acting like a boomer.
It's just the way like Facebook is like set
boomer
up.
behavior.
It makes you, it's like the language. Again, like all social media channels like have a different language, and I feel like Facebook is traditionally like for older people, and therefore it gives like an energy of like they're kind of like still stuck in the past while trying to be hip a little bit. You know,
absolutely.
Is that the right way to put it? Yeah. So.
But then I love being part of the Facebook community.
Absolutely.
Because then I can look at all that drama. It is so wild.
It is very messy. It's the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, our
Facebook is
local
the Wild Wild
Facebook
West.
group
They
just
keep breaking up,
they
splitting
just
up.
made another
Oh, you guys
new
have like a
group.
local?
No, and this
A
group,
local what? We
Like
have
a
like
local-
dozens of local Facebook
and
groups.
they all have
Local-
thousands of members.
Yeah,
Really?
local Facebook plant groups
That
just
have-
in the Twin Cities
that have
or
like
Minnesota as a whole.
Like 20 to 50 posts a day.
Wow, because like when I
People
lived
are
in Tulsa,
crazy.
they only had 2, like one for Tulsa and one for Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that was it.
No, like
So
and then
I'm
they
like,
have
how many y'all got?
then they have specific like the Minnesota
The
Hoya
Hoyas.
heads.
Now
Like
there's
it's
a-
like
I think there's an
Oh my
alocasia
God.
one now too.
Really?
There's a specific like seed sharing group chat. No, not seed sharing. Pollen sharing.
yeah.
How
And
do
then-
you keep up with all of them?
It's a
If you
Nicole.
want to, only if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Nicole
You're in
is
certain ones.
very good at like speed reading social media.
Oh yeah,
where
I just check
Oh.
in.
Where
because
I am not.
I can pick out I can pick out like, oh, this is a good one. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
okay,
Like it's a
yeah.
lot of like same shit, and then I'm like, oh, that is
Yeah.
interesting. Or I like to sometimes like, I'll see a post and I might not think anything about it, but when
Right.
I see an insane amount of comments on something that I don't
No.
think is a big deal, then I'm
Yeah.
like, what happened?
Yep.
What's going on?
Same.
I must read.
Same. It's always in the
crazy.
comments.
And then there's also, we have a chapter for the Beneficial Bugs group. So we have
Oh
a
my
Facebook
goodness.
group where you can bulk order beneficial bugs together in every couple weeks.
Okay.
They have
Shout
set
out
pickup
DMV
locations.
beneficials.
Shout out DMV. We love y'all.
Nice.
And because, a lot of people in the plant community are trying to go pesticide free
Sure.
and go towards beneficial bugs.
Sure.
It's still a little bit expensive for me and Brandon.
Yeah,
It's a
'cause
bit expensive.
it's
Well,
one
I
of
feel
those
like worth it
things-
for like y'all's collection. Y'all
What-
have an
yeah,
extensive
it's one of
a
those
lot
things
of-
where you have to like
Yeah.
invest and like
You can't
probably
just
like
do one bug release and
it's
be
like
done with it.
6
Oh, okay.
releases.
You have to continuously order more.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
and
they
then
have to be
they'll
fresh,
start. Then they'll
too.
start to like
Like
create a
populate
colony.
and-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if y'all have a chapter, I mean, check. There's not that many around, but there are just local chapters. It's all volunteer based.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you want to start one, and maybe if you're like, I want beneficial bugs to be in my area, you can start. Why not you? I'm here.
Yeah.
You. I'm talking to you. Whoever's listening, start one.
That was
Um,
that was an inspiration to the plant community, Nicole.
Oh my god. Chat GBT.
No, okay,
told
so
them.
on our description of like the panel we're doing
Yeah,
today,
we're doing
they
an
were like they were
influencer
talking
panel.
about all of us, and it's like, and they are an inspiration to the plant community, and we like brought it up to the organizers. And we were like, "Oh my God, we are not an inspiration. We are trash people." And she goes, "Okay, so I have a confession." And
Oh
we're
my
like, "What?" She
gosh.
goes, "ChatGPT wrote that."
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. She was like, I was just so tired. I had to
Oh
get
my
it out there. I'm like,
gosh.
I wouldn't have known.
I
I
wouldn't
just
have known
thought
either.
she was like really just hyping us up.
Yeah, that was.
I think I would have preferred her not to tell me.
Well, okay.
That
th-
ChatGPT
I just
actually hyped us up instead
I
of
just
her.
saw this thing that where you can have ChatGPT create you something, but it kind of sounds a little robotic.
It does a
Then
little
there's
bit.
another AI that'll humanize it. So you copy it from ChatGPT, you put it in this other one, it'll make it more like a real human wrote it.
Oh my
I'm still not
gosh.
sure what an
I'm
NFT
actually
is,
quite
so
sad.
I
I mean,
Total-
neither. I'm
that-
totally.
I am a boomer real deep down.
No, same. I'm like stuck in the dark ages. I just want things to stay the same. Just don't.
The simplest thing of an
evolve.
NFT, it's like a piece of art or a piece of something.
It's digital.
It's like if you bought
ownership.
the Mona Lisa, it's yours. You have it in your home. It's like the same thing, but it's like the digital Mona Lisa.
Interesting.
Simple terms, but
And as a boomer, like, because you know how like old
Not
people,
as a boomer, girl. You're like
all
younger
these-
than me and
no,
Brandon.
The old people who are like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you want that? That's so stupid. That is what I think about NFTs.
I mean, I agree.
What do you mean? Why do you want that? You mean you can't, like, so you have a bunch of NFTs. Let me tell you, you can't look at them all at one time
Nah, girl.
unless you put them all on the screen together.
I'm sure people have like a metaverse where they like make a little gallery and they like put them all in there and they can like, put on their
Honestly,
Oculus goggles and
that I understand. As someone who used to play Minecraft, I understand that.
they have their NFT music playing in the
I
background,
can't.
their
I
Wu-Tang CD. Like,
I can't. Scary world. Scary world.
My goodness gracious.
I love it.
anyways, back to Britt.
Well, we were kind of talking about drama and how you try and stay out of it.
Yes.
And how
Well,
you
because
have
remember
this
I was asking you
perception
guys
that-
about like the
yeah.
drama.
Yeah, you have this perception that the plant community is great, but I
It's
think it's
very
one of
wholesome.
those things where like it is great because when you talk about like the houseplant community, I don't automatically in my head go, oh yeah, it's trash.
Yeah.
Like no, there are so many good people.
Yes.
There's just I mean you kind of can be like houseplants are harmless. Who
Sure.
cares? But then there are a lot of people that are like obviously just in it for the money.
I think
There's people who are
I
in
think
it
the
for the
sad
clout.
I think the sad thing is the bad seeds are the most vocal.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the part,
They're
right?
bold.
Yeah. I'm
They're
just
bold.
like, everything is like so wholesome. Like plant people are just so wholesome. And honestly, for me, it's like your vibe attracts your tribe. So like what I attract is like the same people like me, like kind of like super unbothered.
Yeah.
Like kind of super just in it for the plants.
I feel like you're type of person to like brush things off your shoulder pretty
absolutely.
easily too.
Yeah, because I don't like drama. I don't like anybody like feeling
And not even like in a
bad.
sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
You brush it
No.
off and leave it behind.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. I just like don't have. Listen, I'm very much on like capacity, and I'm like I know my capacity. I don't have the capacity for things that
you
are
do
not
so
serving
much.
Your
me.
gas
Yeah.
tank analogy last night, I will be using that.
No, please do.
Literally,
It's
I'm
so
like I'm
true.
keeping like a mental checklist. I'm like, Britt said all these things.
Like
I
mid.
need to say all these things.
Notes app, baby. Notes app.
Mental health check. How you doing?
I do have my notes
for
app on my
real.
home screen now, so I can like keep track of things in the moment.
That should be a given,
Nice.
baby. Mine's on the second row.
I love
First
it.
page.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to have like
the
your-
widget where it like shows.
Oh,
my
I don't
social
use
meter.
that. I
Yeah.
don't understand widgets.
Oh, really? Oh, they're so great.
Isn't it just an app, but like a couple of them?
Child, like I wish you can like
It's-
see my look at my whole like phone.
When I look at your
customization.
phone, I'm like, what is going on with your phone?
Really? 'Cause I
it's
like-
always on. Why is it always on?
Well,
Oh, there's an
it's-
always on screen
On, like,
feature,
yeah,
which
but
I
no, it's not. It's not open. It's just her lock screen is just always on.
Like,
yeah,
like-
it's the always on screen.
You see my widgets? Like they're honestly awesome because you can put quotes, you can put pictures.
That's
you can,
very
you know.
aesthetically pleasing.
Thank you. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
I don't have to be
God.
I don't have to be anxious about clearing all my notifications. That's what I don't like. Like seeing the red bubble.
They do give me anxiety, and
Isn't it?
I have some apps like the one I use for work. I cannot clear that notification. My boss has to clear the notifications.
Yeah, my Gmail is like at 13,000.
I was gonna say I have almost 100,000 emails.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I can't.
I'll show
I
you,
can't.
Brandon.
I know.
can't.
I saw one was at like 62.
Oh no! See, that would give me anxiety looking at your phone.
That's why I use the
look at all
Gmail
my-
app,
look at
not
all my
the.
texts. I have 109 text messages.
Who are you not responding to?
A lot of
Everyone.
people. No, that's why when people are like hitting me up,
Yeah.
because I'm used to seeing a bunch of texts in there. So
Yeah.
if it goes to 110, do you think that's gonna make me go, oh my God, I gotta check my text?
I
No.
only send Nicole a text if it's super
girl.
important, so then she can just
So it
see the
pops up
notification and
immediately.
see what I
Yeah.
said.
Well, 'cause
and then I'll
often
also
I
send a
read
follow up
everything.
Snapchat.
I'll usually read stuff eventually because I like look in my notifications, but I don't go in and click the text message.
See,
And
I
that's
do,
sometimes
and
the
then I
problem.
never respond again.
No, that
Well,
I
now
can't.
they have that feature that you can like unread it, so you can go back and respond.
Can you do that
I
on
do
iPhone? I thought that was
yeah,
just
you swipe.
Instagram.
No, you can do it on your text
Oh.
messages.
Wait,
you just swipe.
does it tell the other person that it's just
No.
oh, so they still know that
So
you
you
read
can
it,
read it.
but it's just for you.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
So you can go back and
That
actually
I
reply.
understand.
And
Yeah.
if you have your red receipts on, you are a psychopath. Turn that off.
Oh, seriously? One time my friend was like, did you know that you had your read receipts on? Because sometimes like you would read it, I would see that you read it, and then you wouldn't respond, and I would get like so upset. And I was like, honestly, I thought I turned them off. I'm thinking about all the times my mom.
Well, now you can do it for each person.
No, and
You
people
have
do
to
it.
check.
People do it to me because I
Wait.
don't respond.
What do you think about letting people see your focus status?
That's an absolute must for me because I need you
Really?
to know when I am turned off.
I only turn mine on during therapy and when I sleep because my phone vibrates and wakes Brenna up. So
When I see people was like with their focus status on, I still am like,
when
okay, like
when Sam Fisher has hers on, I'm
She
like,
has it on
send with a
during the
loud
day.
announcement. Send with a loud
Yeah.
announcement. Send with a loud
No,
announcement.
because I do it because she'll be texting me while she has the do not disturb on.
Yeah.
So I know she wants to see my text, so I'll have to push it through.
oh yeah.
So Samantha Fisher, I know you're listening to this.
She's gonna cry. She's gonna
I
be
know,
like,
it's
it's
okay. They have
I
talked
think
so
I
much about
respect
you.
it.
In
Yeah.
great ways. No, in great ways. I wish I,
think
knew
I
you.
get it though because
she should be here.
she
We try to
probably-
get her to do things like this with us, and she just
No.
won't.
No, she wants to so bad, Brandon.
No, but then when it
she
actually
has a
comes,
real job though. So that's
Oh,
I mean,
the
okay.
so do
problem.
I. I didn't even take PTO. I'm just off. I'm not getting paid.
Really?
You're off because you worked a bunch of extra days so that you could be off.
Well, I'm only
That's
losing. I'm
capitalism,
only
baby.
losing like a fourth of my paycheck.
Yeah, because
but-
I'm like, you just worked like 60 hours. What are you?
I
are
worked
you
like
kidding?
80, but I mean, it was like 40 and 27. So.
Whatever.
Speaking of, shout out to you for giving me the Chanel charm. I feel Chanel down.
All
I'll
I
send
needed
you
was
it.
a fucking PlantCon
Send me your
bracelet.
address. I
You're
will
gonna
send.
send me
I'll
more?
send you a Dior package.
Oh my god.
And that'll be like tons of stuff.
Are you serious? I
Yeah.
absolutely will.
Yeah.
We will not leave today. We will not leave after this podcast without you having my address because you ain't gonna tell me twice, baby.
Oh my god, we gotta be pen pals and send
Oh
mail.
my God. Can
I'm
we?
gonna send you plant mail. Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
send you
let's
plant
do
mail.
that. I've always wanted to do that.
Have
Like,
you not sent a plant mail?
No, I've always wanted to have a pin, like a
Oh,
plant,
yeah,
a plant mail
regular.
person that we like
Yeah.
surprise each other with like plants.
That's so cute.
Well,
And
we'll
inside
probably,
jokes.
Yeah, I was like, we'll
And
probably
it-
have to give each other heads up if there's a live thing
And,
coming in
and
the
I'm
mail.
like, yeah, no,
but-
for sure. And inside jokes.
Be like,
I would
make-
love it.
You're in
Make sure
town
you're
this week,
home
right?
this day.
Yeah. I'm like, you're in town. Or like, here's a tracking number. I'm not telling you what it is, though.
No, same. I want to do that. I love doing that kind of stuff for sure.
My mail gets delivered on foot, so oftentimes, like the lady
on foot.
So she parks at the end of the street, and then she has her satchel, and she walks around. She walks down one block, crosses the street, and walks up the other. And if your package is small enough, she'll have it in her sack. But if it's too big, then it'll sit in the car.
Oh.
Both are usually not great. Sometimes it could be, I mean, it's the middle of the winter and it's like freezing, it's blizzarding, and she just like has my package, like, and she's just taking a stroll, and I'm like, oh my God.
No, when
she did though, she was like, hey, you get a lot of plant mail. And I'm like,
oh.
I do. I try not to be out there when anyone's walking by, but I was shoveling and she came by and she said, you get a lot of plant mail. Where do you get it? And I'm like, because it's a lot of like uncommon stuff.
She could just look at the address.
Yeah, I'm like, you mean you don't? You could just, just look it up.
I'm curious as to what mail people think of packages. If you are a mail deliverer.
Okay. We know people are going to message us. Like, if you work for USPS, do you look at things? Do you think about it? Yeah. Or is it just like, you look at too many packages, who fucking cares anymore?
I have at the Fridley post office, he's a very nice older gentleman, but he always grills me on what's in my packages. And I'm like, it says live plant, handle with love. It's a giant green sticker. Yeah. You know what it is.
Right.
Why are you asking me? and he's not like, is this something explosive, dangerous, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like genuinely just like, what's in the box? And I'm like,
I think that's like such an awkward question. And then I'm like,
do you want me to open it in front of you? Like, what? He wants a live unboxing now.
I'm always scared to say like a plant is in here because I'm like, is it illegal to like I don't know. It just is a weird question.
There's a lot of people
like, what's in to California box? And to Florida. California, yes, usually. Florida, yes, mostly.
Interesting.
So you just don't put the live sticker on it.
Yeah,
right?
if it's to California, I'm like, this is a box of rocks,
so
baby.
So you'll just put fragile sticker, even though they don't pay attention to that anyway.
But don't they scan? Can they like see what's inside the box regardless?
It's like TSA where they do random checks.
I was like, they might sniff things, but I don't.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Because technically,
so interesting.
Like if you're doing it a lot, you need to get like a certification and like, do a whole bunch of a rigmarole.
Yeah.
Did anyone else get that reference?
Rigmarole?
Yeah.
I did not.
Okay, never mind.
Are we too old or too young?
Remind me to tell you after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I've heard that word before, but I didn't.
You just heard it, like about 45 minutes ago.
Over there?
Yeah, you did.
I love being smart. We love our little like.
I love it.
We're just in tune. No, we're just like, we're about to be synced up on our periods and everything.
We got 2 brain cells, now we got 4 brain cells. Just bopping around like a little.
I love like how much we like click. I think it's like so nerve-wracking. Like
you better come visit us.
We're gonna have to do Ultimate Girls Trip.
Well, you're not afraid of the Midwest, so you're coming out, baby.
But I've never been there, so I have to.
Because you know what's offensive is people have come up and like done events there, and like and we thought we were maybe friends with these people, and then they don't hit us up.
Don't even tell us.
They don't even tell us they're coming. We find out like from like the local community.
That's so strange.
Yeah,
I need you to definitely like take me around all the good places.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
We will drive
plants. You. Yeah, okay. we'll pick you up from the airport and everything.
Oh hell yeah,
hell yeah.
My mom come?
Me and MSP are.
You can sleep at Brandon's.
We have a spare bedroom.
Oh really?
If you can share a bed, you can. But we do have 2 huge, comfy couches, even comfier than.
I'm good on a couch. Yeah, I love a couch. I prefer a couch. Actually.
Yeah, I was like, you don't want to stay in my shack.
And this is
you can come see my plants.
No, you should. You see me hosting like at this Airbnb. You should see me in my house. I will wake you up with a nice warm custom-made latte with my Breville Barista Pro espresso maker.
Even when we were late to the airport, Brandon showed up with hot coffees.
Literally, I'm like, we can't leave the house without the coffees.
Is your love language acts of service?
It's my trauma language, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
He's gonna get in trouble, or people are gonna hate him if he doesn't.
No, I actually appreciate like
my love language is actually touch. I think
I can get that too.
I think we're just
but
caring.
Because of my trauma, it skews acts of service.
Well, I appreciate all of you've done. Like, you definitely feel like the resident mom in some ways. Like, you've taken care of me, and I'm like, are you serious?
I know, we're like,
I can go get him and get my
water. No, literally, when you were like, can I have a water? I was like, I didn't bring you one. I felt so bad.
It's like, no, lay down.
And you're like, oh, I'm going to get up and get my tea. And I'm like, no. Sit down.
You guys have been so good. I feel like it's such like there's one thing like Southern hospitality, but I feel like Midwest hospitality to like another Midwestern is like top tier.
I got called ma'am again.
But who called you ma'am?
From the girl who took a picture with us over there.
Oh yeah, but that was cute. That
really
one was cute.
I asked her a question. She said, "Yes, ma'am." And I was like, oh.
That wasn't like a.
I didn't cringe at that one as much, but I was I wonder if you would notice.
I did.
It was cute though. That's
so cute.
Because I was like, I don't like when people call me ma'am or miss.
But usually it's like men.
Does it make you feel old?
Usually it's like they're trying to show me like I don't know why.
Like how people say like sweetie.
I can do sweetie or
like
honey.
Sweetie is so.
I think unless you have a southern accent, ma'am should not be in your vocabody.
Sweetie.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
mean,
sweetie comes with like
sweetie, do you want any more? Like no, that's nice.
Like kind
of
but like
not like whatever you say, sweetie.
Yeah, like that.
That's nice.
That like
not nice.
Oh, that like sets me off being called sweetie by like
do
the
attitude.
wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But I'll still be the same. I'll be a little bit more spicy if somebody calls me sweetie, I think.
You can call me Sweetie.
Sweetie. That's my best friend.
I love it.
Let me pull up my notes app. I feel like we're just kind of.
We're just like winging it, and I love it.
I only
that's
threw a
how
couple
this
things
podcast
up
goes.
just in case.
No, that's fine.
Because I just want to make sure people get like everything they need to get out.
Sure.
Or, I want people to know you. I'm sure people do already.
You think that they do?
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
live like every day.
Okay, talk about your business ventures because you are also
she's killing it.
Badass businesswoman.
I forgot to say that she on our way to the convention yesterday, like everyone's like half hungover. Britt is on a business call.
Literally. Just like
one moment, like, hi, I'm Britt. I'm
gives the best 30-second elevator pitch I've ever heard. Then she mutes it and she goes, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this, but here I am."
She's killing it.
And then she was still on the meeting as we got to PlantCon, and we were like looking at plants, and then I hear her go, "Oh yes, here's my very professional little spiel," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah." Listen, gotta stay committed to those brand calls. No, so like I told you, I was not trying to be an influencer at all, but I think people just were drawn to. I don't know, like my relatability I hear about all the time. Like they're just like, you're just so relatable. I feel like I can approach you, and you're not like other content creators, and genuine and authentic. And I really like pride myself on being that. And so it just started with like brands like hitting me up as per usual. They're like, we'll send you this if you make content. And I was like, cool. And then that just kind of evolved from like, okay, I see there's like some money to be made in this, but really. I always like create businesses out of like a demand or like a need as I see it. Like people are asking me to do stuff. I'm like, maybe I can like make some money off of this. I'm not trying to, but hey, might as well.
Yeah.
And so it started with, like I said, influencing, and then people were always asking me about advice about plants, and I was like, well, technically, that makes me like a consultant of plants, right? If you're asking me about advice, I'm technically a consultant, and I could charge for this. And I was like, I just need to. I mean, it will help me to organize the amount of messages that I'm getting about your plants. So started out as like plant consulting, but I was like, I don't want to like box myself into like plant consulting. I do other things too. So it was like it became a full-fledged like brand under Botanically Bee, where it was like plant consulting and plant interior styling and plant sitting and plant personal shopping and repotting, like all of these different services. I already had my event company, Plant Sip Vibe, where we do like creative events centered around houseplant education. So like plant and sips, or like planty tour bus, where we like rent a party bus and drink on the bus and like go and shopping.
Oh my God, she's like, I already had that going.
It's so
we're going
much
to
fun.
Dallas on a
so
plant and sip.
Oh my God, I need y'all on the party
take
bus.
us to the Dallas shops.
That would be so fun. That would be so fun.
Like plant bar hopping.
Pretty much.
A beautiful plant program.
Pretty much. And you know how it...
We're laughing, y'all.
We love programs around here.
Programs.
So we're chatting with one of our friends.
Oh my God.
And they said something about a bar program. Yeah, this restaurant has a great bar program, and we're like, program?
I was like, what is it called? Like,
is it a school?
Turns
out, I mean, you go and get training at a job, but it's like a good bar program. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because there's like certain like hair salons that'll really take you under their wing and like make you great hairstylists. So maybe that's the bartender place.
I was like, what do you
so
call
now we're
dining
just calling
services?
everything.
And they were like, the kitchen.
The kitchen.
The kitchen. I thought it was gonna be like dining program. And they're like, no, it's just the kitchen. Now everything is a program.
So we're throwing the word program after
definitely
everything.
giving plant programs. Yeah, plant programming. So I do
is it
that.
just you? Do you have anyone on like a team or anything?
My
or
mom.
Is it all you?
My mom's my business partner.
she's out working right now.
She's working the room right now.
She's creating content, networking.
She's literally passing around my business
so
cards.
Cute.
Yeah, no, it's so cool because she has
we
like
need
other
to get a picture
ideas.
of her, with her and her mom.
Please get it. Oh my
Before the
God.
end.
Heck yeah.
And then just your mom.
Mama Colleen.
You can take it.
Yeah, she'd be so happy. But yeah, so then it was like, I was like, I'm doing that as well. And then I do like speaking also. So I'm like, I just do all of these things under the plant realm. Like anything regarding plants, I'm doing it. So that's how Botanically Bee like really like formed under this like all-encompass brand.
Amazing.
That is
I do
so
all
cool.
things plants.
How
yeah.
long have you been doing it? Like when did you like, I guess.
When did you incorporate?
Yeah, when did you file with the government?
Plants at Vibe started in like 2021 of November off of the strength of like, oh, I moved to Tulsa. The first thing I was like looking for was like black-owned plant shops. And I was like, dang, like there's none out here. Maybe I can be like the first one. And not that it mattered if I was the first one or the only one, but I was just like, clearly there's a need. Yeah, there's a need out here. And so I started working in a plant shop part-time, and I was like, actually, I don't want to own a plant shop. Nope, because it's...
That's why I'm glad I worked at one before like starting it. Brandon, I honestly think that if you would have worked at a plant shop too, you'd have been like, maybe I don't want to be in charge of this shit.
No, I think we romanticize it.
Sometimes it's just nice to do the fun things and not have to worry. I mean, and dealing with like mean like customer service complaints and stuff.
Yeah.
I like being able to be like, that's not me. That's not my problem. Go complain to this person.
Yeah.
Email this person. I don't like... Because, you know, some people get really anxious to open their email because they're scared there's going to be complaints.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to have that feeling.
I do have that.
Or
So,
like
in
God
person,
forbid.
That's why I
in
think
person,
you
I can
should-
manage
yeah.
it so easy. Like
That's
that's the
why I
thing.
grow
Like
plants, Brandon.
like with MPCO, like in person, I can like if you could literally be like screaming at me and I would handle it, you'd get calmed down. You would leave happy.
Oh, yeah.
But if you send it in an email, I'm gonna avoid it for the next month and a half.
And then
Oh,
it's
for
going to fill you with
sure.
dread.
And I
Let's
will
say-
sit in literal guilt for that entire month, and I'll shut down.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we got to grow plants. That's why I grow plants. It's the fun part.
No, yeah.
And, it is so fun. Like, it's my favorite weekend when I'm bringing plants to the shop that I work at. And I just pick out whatever looks good.
Yeah.
I make sure everything is rooted and stuff. But it is my favorite little thing to just pick out each plant that looks good. Because I'm not just like, okay, this one looks good, so I'll take all 3 of these. Like, each one has to be, like, good and ready, and I would buy that plant. So I just like
Sure.
setting people up with a good little plant.
I
And then when
know.
I'm working at the shop, it is my favorite thing when people like right away like grab one of mine on the
Yeah.
shelf because they gravitated towards that right away out of all the plants that are in here. And I usually won't tell them like, oh, I grew that. But if they like are like raving about the plant, oh my God, I'm so excited about this, or I'm nervous about this plant, then I'll be like, oh well, I grew that here, I can tell you about it or something.
And
So
I think what's really cool too is like the plants that you grow are plants that most people don't, and so I think like when they're just in the shop with all these plants that people have seen before, they're like, oh, what is this?
yeah, because like I'll grow random ass like begonias that usually you won't
Ooh,
see, like ones
okay.
that aren't in like mass production. Not that they're uncommon, but you
Sure.
just wouldn't see them everywhere.
Sure.
Like Marantas. I mean, they're
Ooh.
easy to find, but just like the little 4-inch pots of like the uncommon ones, like the black Maranta, the silver Maranta, and all those fun
Yeah.
things. What else? I don't know. I've got a lot of things.
That's cool. People love the little baby plants.
I love
think
them,
that's,
and I
like,
grow
cool
in
that
all my
you're doing the
pings. I'm trying
uncommons.
to meet the ping demand.
Oh my gosh.
I have so many propagations, Brandon, which I'm hoping are not dead by the time I get home, because
Same.
they're on a layer of like 1 millimeter of vermiculite, and I just like filled it up before I
Oh,
left,
no.
and like cracked the greenhouse open so that it wouldn't just like mold over immediately. Because you imagine just like filling all of them up with water and then shutting the.
That's what I
grow
do
tent.
every time, and they never do anything. Well, grow tent might be a little different. My pings are not in an.
You have fans, Brandon.
Oh.
I don't have fans. Fans are extremely important with
You
pings.
you can have my Vornado.
Okay, if you're please, because I'm and you know
It's-
why I don't have fans. I'm cheap.
Well, it's
I'm cheap
it's,
as fuck. No, all my grow tents gifted. My fancy
Wow.
coffee table gifted. My fancy Soltech Solutions grow light gifted. Like so many and fancy plants even. Like I'll
Yeah,
send you
I
this
mean-
for an unboxing. I'm so cheap.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at me
It's
and you're
not
like,
cheap, it's
wow,
frugal.
I should be like Nicole and get all this stuff.
No, you should be like Brandon and get all this stuff. I'm
No,
like,
you
I need
should
every
be
little.
Like, you should be like Nicole and wait till you can get it for free.
Yeah.
You never know. And I don't know. I've been trying to get better about reaching out because I'm always shocked when I'm like, you want to send me that? And then I'm like, well, I guess it's like not that much money for them. So whatever. They just have them sitting around. Anywho, I'm
have
talking too much.
I love it. I love hearing
What were
you
you
guys
talking
talk.
about?
We were talking about when my business got started with the government. And we got
2021,
all the way to
baby.
your plants. No,
we're
we're good.
trying to, and somehow we ended up back on Nicole's plants.
No, yeah, I started Plants at Vibe in
Was that a
2021
train?
of November. That
It-
sounded
I-
like an
it did-
alarm.
it's-
Wait, we haven't. Okay, I was like, we're in line for getting a tattoo today, and I was like, we
Oh, you
haven't.
guys gonna get one?
We
Oh,
put
yeah.
our name on the
Shut
list.
up. Which one are you guys gonna get?
This
you
is
like
one
it?
of them.
I think I'm gonna do the Monstera with the bottom left pot.
I love the Monstera one.
Yeah.
I think that was so cool. I'm thinking about getting one too. I'm still debating if I want to like.
Well, you got to get on the list. It's a long
Well, I
list.
know I saw the list.
I'm like worried we'll have to be here till like 5:30, and it'll be like right at the end. Like,
It'll be fine. He seems like they're just line work too. I don't know if he's even doing any shading on them.
He's not doing shading. It's just lines. It's literally what that sheet is.
Yeah.
So
it's exactly
I'm
how
thinking
it
about
looks.
it. But yeah, business started in November 2021, and influencing started in January of 2022.
Hell yeah. What are your future goals for like both the business and then like you as a person and an entity?
Oh, an entity.
An entity.
Business mogul. Empire. No, your empire. What are your future
Oh!
goals for your planty
I
empire?
absolutely receive that. Definitely, I want to bring the experience to more plant parents around the world. I want to go worldwide, actually.
No, you brought that up before this weekend.
Yeah, no,
That's,
I do.
You're
I feel
manifesting.
Like, yeah, I feel like there's a
I
plant
believe
for
in
everyone.
you.
I really want to put one plant in everybody's home. Like, that's my goal, to find that plant for you, because there is a plant for everybody. But in terms of like content creation, like I really just want to inspire like more people. Like, I think I don't do it intentionally to like grow a community. It just has happened, and now I have this like responsibility to just like continue being this like authentic, like relatable person that will make sure that you never feel alone in like your plant parenthood journey. Because I felt alone in mine, right? I had to kind of like learn and do things on my own, and I kind of wanted to, but when I think about like the beginner Britt and like plants, I was like, man, I wish I had like a bestie that I could just like talk to about plants. You know what I mean?
Well, now you've got two.
Yeah, I got you guys. Now I got some besties, but yeah, now I'm like, I want to be that
chat.
bestie.
Group chat, text group chat.
Can we have a group
do you
chat?
Snapchat?
Absolutely.
I don't.
Oh, it's okay.
What?
I know, isn't it?
She's in her 30s. It's weird that you Snapchat.
It is.
No, you know what it is? I'm actually kind of like triggered because like my ex used to do very shady things on Snapchat.
That's Instagram for me.
Was he staring at your score?
No, it was like he was doing things
No,
and
he was-
hiding them
yeah,
from me on
that's-
Snapchat.
Oh, I was like, my ex would be like, your score went up by 2 on Snapchat. Who the fuck are you talking to?
My score's at almost 1 million.
Oh
so
my
like,
gosh. I didn't even know there was a score.
so it's
See,
like how
that's
many
far-
snaps you've sent and received.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay.
But this is the thing, and this is the gays love Snapchat
Why?
to be a hoe.
Oh,
Literally,
okay,
when
okay.
when a boy it's like add me on Snapchat. I'm like, oh, do we really have to?
I know, because
Yeah.
we have it to like chat.
I use it to communicate with my besties, and that's
because
it.
Brandon and I don't really take the time to like text out very much.
Oh,
we also
really?
don't really have the time to
Yeah.
read all this.
My thumbs are
usually,
slow.
While
Oh.
we're running around the house, I'll start watching Brandon snaps, and it's him talking. Like, it's him running around the house talking about his day and blah, 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 you know?
Oh, just
Yeah.
like a quick little...
Yeah,
and
we're
that's-
checking in.
I
feel
only
that.
like texting on my Mac because I can type faster on a
I
regular
totally
keyboard.
feel that. Yeah, Snapchat, like, it just kind of triggers me a little bit.
Yeah, I get that.
But we'll have a...
No, we need a group chat, though.
Yeah, we'll do text
because
group
we have
chat.
so many inside jokes.
I'm better at
literally,
responding to
like,
those.
It's insane.
No,
I'm
that-
better, yeah.
We've been with each other like 2 days,
2
and everyone is like,
days.
"What are you guys talking about?" And
we
we're
were
like,
like laughing for no reason. With all the reasons, but
The
like,
people who organized
Oh my
this are
gosh.
loving it, and they're
loving
giving us
it.
shit because they're like, y'all are scheming. they'll mention something, and we'll giggle and look at each other, and they're like, what? What are y'all doing?
oh my god,
It's
it's
What are y'all
actually funny like how
doing?
much we have the same thoughts. Like we literally know in some moments like what we're thinking about and like the things that we don't want to say but like want to say.
Immediately. Well, and I think
So
it's
funny.
because like we haven't held back at all one time,
We
Brandon.
have
No.
well, no, y'all haven't.
Like-
I kind of have.
Like in everything, I'm like, we got to spill the beans. We slowly were like, you
Yeah.
need to know everything.
But I feel like you guys are still like a bit, not saying that you guys are reserved, but you have some like tact to it. Like you're, you know, where
"Oh yeah,
there are people that are just like
I
straight
have a-
shooters. Like
yeah, I'm like, I know when to shut up sometimes.
yeah."
most times I don't. But I like honestly on this trip I've just been like kind of like laying back in the cut and like
I know. I was like,
observing.
honestly, you're just like staying like unbothered and like
I'm
ignorance is
so-
bliss, and we're good
yeah.
here.
I'm like the good mid of like, you know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
saying in the middle ground of things. Like I'm mid in that way, but yeah, I like I said, I love a little excitement, and you know, drama is a little exciting, but I don't like to like let it fester.
Yeah, from afar.
I'm the problem solver. Like, listen, tell me what's going on. I will give you a solution. I'm that person.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been so much. So
Fix it, Britt.
Fix it, Britt.
Fix it, Britt.
You should write that in your notes app. No, that should be a series. Series.
Ooh,
Write it down
okay.
now. Write it down now. Write it down now.
I got you. Yeah, because
you're not gonna remember
literally,
it.
like every day, every morning, probably like every hour yesterday, I was asking everybody their mental health check. Like, mental health check, how you doing?
Which was a treat.
Actually,
honestly,
you guys
it's
are
so
so good because
important.
even Gage will look at me and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like just based off the look on my face.
Yeah, you have some.
And
You do have some questionable facial expressions where
Normally,
I want
I
to know
usually
what's
don't
going
have.
on.
I usually don't have time to like tell. I'm. You know what I mean? Like, I flew past him when I was, like, trying to see if you had printed the things yet. And I was like, I just need to know if it's working or not.
I was like, I should text Nicole, and I'm like, I have Nicole's phone. I can't text her.
I was panicking because I was like, I don't know what time it is. Am I late? Am I not? Am I, like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, my God, what if I spent all that time and stayed up so late making those things? And we can't even bring them with. Like, we're going to have nothing. I was just, like, panicking. I'm like, this is going to be so bad. I'm like, I just need to go down and check so that
and it helped, too, because they were all there, so I felt they were like, yes, it's very easy to use. Yeah. It's this printer. And I was like, okay. And
then I see you were a little anxious today, honestly.
Because this morning I was like, anxious. I think, too, because you know what I did, and this is what I try not to do, is I put a time.
You said that.
I set a time. Yeah. And I was like, generally, it was really good. And I told myself on the way there, I was like, it's okay. I planned for, like, a little extra time. We don't have to watch.
She planned for your coffee break that you didn't even, like,
I didn't even know we were stopping for coffee, but
you don't knew.
No, and I'm like, Nicole's stressed. We got to order. Yeah. Let's order.
He didn't even say
because he was like,
he knew that I was
you at the same time. Y'all are so good. I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, y'all are like some minions. Like I don't want to say like y'all are like thing one and thing two.
I was just gonna say we're thing one and thing two.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
The way that you guys like fill in and anticipate each other's like needs and like just everything.
Maybe we should just date.
Really fun to watch.
Are you sure you're gay?
Well,
I'm just kidding. I don't really like fit people.
Yeah, you give me the emotional support I need. Yeah. So that's
and Brandon's very physically touchy, and I'm not at all.
Oh yeah.
So there are things about us where I'm like, I don't know how we're friends. We're so different, and then sometimes we get together, and then like, you know what I mean? Like it's happening, and I'm like
yin and yang.
Then we're like,
other.
now I remember why we do all this.
Yeah,
Could you imagine a life without each other?
No.
Could
you imagine like ever not being friends or like family? I mean, you guys are pretty much like family to each other now.
Well, yeah, I bring him to his surgeries. Like
literally.
I pick him up. I bring him to the doctor.
Wait, could you imagine not being in the same city with each other anymore?
Not really.
Yeah.
And that's. I feel like you're used to that because you have so many friends all over, Brandon.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay. I will say my issue is for me, because of my ADHD, I'm out of sight, out of mind, and it happens with people. Yeah. So like.
There's some people I haven't talked to for years, but I still consider them a friend, and they probably don't consider me a friend.
So, this is what I do. If I haven't seen you in 3 years, the second we left, I just carry that same status, and then I plop it back into the present, and we're just like...
I don't assume anything has changed unless maybe something goes down online. I don't know.
But other people are like, wow, Brandon hasn't talked to me in a long time. Something must be wrong. He doesn't like me anymore.
Like, no,
and I'm like,
I didn't tell you that, bitch.
I just froze those embryos.
Dang.
Yeah, and maybe you accidentally clicked read on the message and didn't go back into it.
Yeah, that's...
So, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
I feel that. I'm like, definitely like, if you're my friend, you got to understand that I don't talk to you every day. We're good unless I tell you otherwise. Like, don't take it personal if you don't hear from me. Mm-hmm. I'm that friend. But you guys are very much like just so in tune. You guys are really, really fun to watch. Like, I hope everybody gets a chance to like just see your interaction in person. I think it's so fun. Yeah. So you guys have been great.
No.
Yeah. No, seriously. My new besties. Plant besties.
Amen. You're on my private story on my Instagram. Not very many people are on that list.
Really?
You don't post on it very much, Brandon.
I need to. I like doing it.
For how much you post on your actual story, I guess you do kind of post on your close friends a lot.
Yeah, you get the inside scoop.
Oh, I get the tea, the dirt.
Yeah,
I get the dirt. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
getting dirty, baby.
I can't unfortunately we cannot unpack everything on this podcast. But
I know there's sometimes stuff we gotta be touchy choosy with certain things.
I understand that.
But some of our real, I guess, longer time listeners who then have met us in person sometimes get some extra tea.
Yeah, I bet.
They will literally reach out and they'll be like, hey, you talked about this. I need to know. And we're
they were like,
don't worry.
You mentioned
don't worry, babe. We got you.
Yeah. So if we mention something for a split second and it's eating somebody away and they message us, I'm like, okay, I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Because who are they going to tell?
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. What is this? A gift?
Wait,
we are being gifted presents right now.
Yeah, I'm literally live.
I was like, it looks
this is a live unboxing.
We're
doing a live unboxing.
Oh.
There's shot glasses.
Oh my! I was gonna say I'm gonna put.
It's gonna be a ping glass.
Yeah, I'm like, but for sure these.
I will be lighting this baby on fire.
Oh my God, this is so
Why did I
cute.
Smell it?
We literally have to do a shot.
It kind of smells good.
We gotta do a cheers in this.
Yeah,
Did you get one?
It'll be a shot tonight.
God, it's our next cheers.
It's our next cheers.
Hell yeah! You knew what you were doing.
Thank you. You're so awesome.
Love you.
Gage, Icky Blossoms.
We just talked about you. What did I say?
A treat.
I forgot what I said about him.
A double treat.
I just mentioned it. We literally just talked about something that happened, and then I forgot. You know what I mean? Our brains it's goldfish mode, baby.
Oh my gosh.
I'm either in goldfish mode or snake mode.
I love it.
Nothing
or lizard
else.
mode.
Yeah.
I love
Lizard
it.
mode
I am,
when we're laying
I am
out in
part
the
of the
sun.
reptilian nation, which is happening right next door.
Oh yeah,
All the politicians who are secretly lizard people
I
are
was just gonna
right
say,
across that
you're-
wall.
Okay, let's be done.
I saw that shameless plug that they did yesterday, like handing me a reptilian. I instantly thought about aliens.
Why wasn't
Okay.
someone walking around in the dinosaur suit? That's what I want to know.
No,
If it wasn't-
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If it really wasn't, I forgot what I was saying
Nice.
mid-sentence. It's okay.
Anyway.
How are we even talking for an hour?
Yes.
Because
Okay.
it's just like we're
I was
hanging
going to
out.
say, wait,
Back
I
to
have
Britt.
one more thing. I have one more
One
thing.
more
I have one more
thing?
thing. No, I don't.
I
We talked about your goals.
I do.
Your
We did talk
empire.
about
Did we
my
talk
goals.
about your
We did talk
empire?
about my
Yes.
empire.
What's your favorite plant that you own?
Oh my gosh.
Besides this,
Besides Ziggy?
Yeah, was it Ziggy?
Yeah, Ziggy. It has to be Ziggy, honestly, or Sully. Sully is
who's
my
Sully?
humongous
Yeah.
Monstera.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I name like all of my plants like. You guys name your plants?
No.
No?
We have too many.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess I name certain plants. Let me
used
say
to,
that. But
yeah.
yeah, I have Sully and I have Mike Wazowski. They're my
Aw.
Monsteras. Yeah, from Monsters.
Mike the
Inc.
Monstera.
Mike the Monstera. But yeah, no, definitely Ziggy. He's like, I manifested him actually before moving to Tulsa. I found him in Dallas at Grow Plant Shop in Fort Worth. And
I think I follow them.
yeah, they're really cool. They have a really cool plant shop, but I wasn't expecting to like find a plant. And he was one of those plants where like when you go into plant shops, it looks like he's not for sale. He's just like a nice big display. And I like walked around and passed him at least 5 times before I actually noticed him. And I was like, is he for sale? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, like whatever it is, I will sell everything for this plant. How much? And I literally thought they were going to say like an astronomical number. And he was only $500.
How big is he?
He's 6 foot tall.
Oh, that is
and
big.
like 5
Is
foot
that the
and
most you've ever spent
wingspan.
on a plant?
That is the most I've ever spent on a
Okay,
plant.
I was curious.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, what is the most? And I would spend more. Like, I don't think there is any amount of money that you can spend on happiness. Like, I'm never one of those people that
Money
are like,
buys happiness.
No, for sure.
If
I'm
you
like,
say it
if the
doesn't,
plant
you're a
buys-
liar.
My mom said, and I want you guys to take this with you. Another
Oh my
thing
God,
to take
yes,
with
yes.
you. She'll tell you.
I'm opening up my notes app.
She says, and this is what like really drives my purchases. Like ever since she told me this, she's one of those like supporting moms that like she's never like, why are you buying so many plants? Why are you spending all the money on plants? Like she's like, no, this is her line. If it makes you happy, you must have it.
That
That's
is
what she
how I
tells
live
you.
my life, and now I have a phrase to articulate it.
Right?
If she believes in that, ew, what is that sound? What is that noise? Okay, we got to wrap up.
I think
because
it's my
that's
mic. I don't know what's going on.
It happened when you moved.
I'm just gonna sit here like a
That's why
statue.
I'm touching it down here because there's other buttons and shit, and
Oh,
I'm like
yeah,
scared.
No,
I've
none of
literally
those.
been right
Those
here.
buttons only work if you're doing it electronically, not through these cables.
Ah.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, if it makes you happy, you must have it. So remember that when you're questioning about any
Makes
purchases.
you happy, you must have it.
Okay. When you're questioning anything that you do in life, anything that you purchase, if you think that it's like too much or people are telling you it's too much,
They're
if it
too
makes you
much.
happy, you must have it.
They're too much.
You're right? Yeah, for sure. My mom has all of the words of wisdom. So if you ever need anyone to support your bad decisions, it'll be her.
One more planty question
Yes.
before we like
Let's
wrap
do
up.
it.
So a lot of people I know are listening and they're like, how the fuck are you keeping that thing alive? So what do you think
Yeah.
is your big, I mean, we talk about alocasias. We have a couple that we love.
Sure.
What do you think is the thing that people are getting wrong where you're like, if you only knew this, you would be able to do it and grow this beautiful plant?
Ooh, that's like a good
You know,
question.
because a lot of people are really intimidated by alocasias, and I know
Yeah.
the Syrians are. That's a bit more of a spider mite magnet
Oh
than
my
like a
God.
dragon scale. So it's
Heck
like,
yeah.
how are you keeping it alive? I know we've talked about this before, and you know it's been an up and down journey.
Sure.
I mean, it's an alocasia in general, and
And
you've traveled with it.
Side question:
Yeah.
What's your spider mite tips?
Ooh,
Yeah.
spider
How are you
mite
keeping that
tips.
away?
I actually like make this like homemade concoction of.
Send it to us.
I will
Bottle it up. Send it to us.
I will bottle up and send it to you guys. I'm going to tell your listeners too, just in case they're dealing with them too. It's just like 1 shot of vodka. It's 1 shot of peppermint Castile soap, 1 shot of neem oil, and water. I don't know, and you shake it up real good. And I promise you, like I tested it on a fry deck, and I had not seen spider mites ever since.
Oh, that is the first thing I'm doing when I'm getting home.
Yeah, because like I mean,
the
I do
vodka
alcohol,
is,
like
I
actual
know.
vodka.
Like I think it because it has like a higher alcohol content than like rubbing
Isopropyl
alcohol.
alcohol?
Yeah, which I used to use, but vodka wipes them out.
Well, I've heard
Okay, what's a good cheap vodka though? Because now I'm going to be spending.
Karkoff. It's like you can get a $6 full.
Fleischmann's?
Yeah, Fleischmann's. Yeah, there's cheaper ones at Fleischmann's.
I only know about that because I worked at a liquor store. I would not know what the fuck that was. I've not even seen a Fleischmann's bottle since I worked there.
Yeah, no,
God.
that's not something you like seek out.
Yeah, this does not have to be like any top shelf vodka.
So people are gonna be like, so what do you use to clean your plant, Fleischmann's?
It'll be in the plant cupboard, not the liquor cabinet.
In case of emergencies, though, break when needed. So then what? Besides that, what's your other tip
for,
then, keeping
Ziggy,
it alive?
I honestly, I think and you guys can probably relate to this too, and we have talked about this off of the mics, but I think when it comes to being a plant parent, it's all about intuition and energy. I think people worry too much about their plants, and that energy that you're putting into worrying them stresses them the freak out, right?
It's because you love it, huh?
Yeah, you don't want it to die.
You wake up and you don't want it to die,
yeah,
so you're keeping it alive. I mean, I guess there's certain people that are I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I guess besides your basic alocasia care, you're just showing up for that plant.
I'm just showing up, and I'm being super observant about what's happening, whether it be good or bad, but on a very basic level, plants pretty much need the same thing: sunlight, water, nutrients, and whatever substrate you want to grow them in. And it's just variations of that. Some plants need more water sometimes, some plants need more sun. Alocasias are very straight shooters: bright light, tons of humidity.
It's like a pie graph. If you make one part of the pie bigger, the other part's
literally.
Oh my God.
Literally.
That's
Because
how I think
when
about plant care.
When people are I don't have a ton of humidity, is it okay? And I'm like, well, if you let this thing dry out a lot, it's not going to be as happy. But if you're making sure to water this thing a little bit sooner,
yes,
it's going to be less pissed at you for the humidity problem.
Yeah,
so that's how I do things.
I try and mimic whatever my plants naturally grow in.
Yeah.
But I think also too, if you look at my collection, most of them are the same. That's either the dry desert snake plants or a lot of tropicals, and so I never differentiate the care of my plants. It's Ziggy gets the same care as Sully, just he might get more humidity because he needs it, where Sully just doesn't, you know what I mean? So but yeah, alocasias, I feel they're one of those plants that are, and I hate to say it, but they love you or they don't, and there are plants that are that just aren't for you.
Ficus is not for me,
right?
I'm sorry, David. Ficus are not for me.
Calatheas are not for me.
Yep, I don't have a single calathea.
Who are calatheas for?
People who really want to be nerdy and braggy about it. Sorry if I called you out. Sorry if I called you out.
If you are making calatheas thrive.
I've only heard of one person who specifically wanted to get a bunch of calatheas, and I was like, you just want to do it to say that you're doing it. You don't actually like those plants.
Or peace lilies.
You want,
not for me.
Not for me.
I don't,
I need a good drought tolerant plant for the most part.
Once you understand your needs.
My pings, but I love them so much, and because I love them so much, I am choosing to keep them alive every day. Those aren't ones that are just going to stick around.
Right.
But I have a windowsill one because you can just grow them outside of a cabinet, and I want to be able to give people that advice and be like, yes, I have one. Here's what I do with it.
Yeah.
It's not as brightly colored. It's just green, which is fine.
Yeah.
And it's getting tap water instead of distilled water. So it's just those little experiments. I can give people the tip
picky.
and be like, I baby all these ones, but then I have one in the windowsill, and you can just do that if you want. But it's right above my sink, because obviously it's drying out a lot faster than the ones in the grow tent.
Yeah.
But it's right above the sink, so the water is right there if I need it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just
boom,
I'm Mother Earth. You're going to get whatever I give you. And my plants understand that, and they're just they're falling in line. They're okay, we may not see some water for a week or two. We're going to just survive. So yeah, I think it's just understanding what plants are for you. That's why I always say my tagline is there is a plant for everyone, and it may not be alocasias. As beautiful as calatheas are, I love calatheas. I love to look at them, but I'm I appreciate
a beautiful one.
The beautiful one, but I just
when
know
you're at the conservatory, they're ooh.
I love touching the fuzzy ones.
Yes, I love the fuzzy ones, but I'm I just know that plant is not for me. I'm going to stick in my wheelhouse, and alocasias have always responded very well to me, where I can be jealous about somebody that calatheas respond very well to them, and I'm damn,
I'm that's great for you.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm no way. So yeah, I think it's just understanding that, and showing yourself grace, because I've killed alocasias prior to getting Ziggy. And it took me killing them and really understanding them and saying okay.
You were ready for that plant.
I was ready.
That was not your first alocasia.
It wasn't.
Ziggy, and if Ziggy was, Ziggy probably wouldn't still be here, huh? Ziggy would be long gone.
Yeah. Manifesting plants is I have had tens
that's a
of
good
Brinas.
mantra. When you really want a plant, y'all, and it's just not coming to, because there's certain plants that I thought I'd have by now.
For sure.
But it's not my time yet. That plant will come into my life
and
when I'm ready to take care of it.
And we've had that too, where we've been manifesting it, but we're no. And then all of a sudden
we have it, and I cannot believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's usually good when we wait, because we get it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, come on. We're bitches on a budget.
I love
bitches
it.
on a budget.
I love that. But we are manifesting more money in abundance all the time.
Everything I need will come to me in time.
Money comes to you frequently, easily, in all kinds of ways.
Oh my God, you should do manifestation ASMR.
We need to touch on the man at the bar with your hands.
Oh my God.
We've been to quite a few bars with Britt, but this one, I'm not really good at like social situation reading sometimes. I don't know this man. So I was like, oh, they're hitting it off. Who is this man?
Yeah.
I go up.
Same at first. Because we were all at the table and we stood up and you were like, not far away, but you were like 6 feet away where we couldn't quite hear you. And I was like, ooh, something's going down. Let's all sit back down.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And then we all just like
over because I'm nosy.
We did not have like a safe word or safe facial expression for you, like get me out of the situation.
Well, your back was to us too, so it was like
very true. Yeah, y'all couldn't like read my body.
You would have been like whoop and whip your head around.
Come get me, but yeah, this guy. I honestly, and like it was one of those things where like I have not been out at a bar or a club or like in years.
It was unexpected.
It was very unexpected because I like wasn't even dressed to the nines. Like I literally tried to like makeshift an outfit to match you guys.
You were in a button-down shirt
white.
dress.
Yeah, I'm like I'm just out here just trying to enjoy life and not really be hit on. But I mean, it's appreciative.
Unlike me, everything was covered.
Yeah, except for your God-given package.
Yeah, I was like, Brandon, you were very shapely. So when you're wearing a skin-tight outfit,
I am a very voluptuous
being
woman.
covered head to toe doesn't really do much.
Yeah, it actually accentuates everything else. But yeah, no, the guy, like, he was already like, he was, I guess, like picking up on my vibe or like my energy. And so when we were about to leave, he was like, hey, like, he's like, I like you. I was like, how do you know? And he was like, I just love like your energy. Like you just, and I'm like, how do you like read my energy? He was like, I could just feel it. And he was like, let me see your hands. And I like put both of my hands out in front of him.
This is when I walk up.
This is word for word what happened.
I put both of my hands out in front of him. He was like, you see that Z in your hand? That means you're supposed to be in my future. And I was like, like literally like in my mind, like everything.
It came off as if he was a literal psychic.
Oh yeah,
like as if
ready for her.
I was ready to have my future read.
As if he was Raven Baxter, like he was.
No, literally they were getting a blunt ready to smoke, and that's kind of why I wandered over because the back call signaled my nose, and I was like,
oh my God,
hello new friends.
I know.
And then he pulled that, and I was like, at first I was like, oh, he's smooth with it. He's smooth.
Same. I was like, ooh, get it.
But I think that he saw that I was like unimpressed because he literally just like walked away.
You did the biggest eye roll ever. They almost rolled away down the stairs.
But you know how
right down the spiral staircase.
But you know how like some men will like continue to like.
Oh yeah, they can't take no for an answer.
No.
Respectfully, he was annoying, but he did just fuck off.
Yeah, like, I didn't say no. I just like
off.
I just like kind of like rolled my eyes and like laughed it off, and then he like walked away, and I was like literally telling Nicole and Brandon, I was like, yeah, the gargoyles came out. Like what in the like the Houston gargoyles, because he was not cute. You guys thought he looked like one of the Migos, he said.
I don't know their names. Isn't one dead now?
It didn't take off. And that's the one he kind of like looked like. Which Takeoff was not ugly, but he just was not cute.
Usually I won't tell people, especially like people of color, who they look like, because to me that comes off as like stupid white bitch. She was like, wow, all black people look the same. You know what I mean?
Well, we say
I don't want to be that.
The phrase of the week is "while white people look the same," and I fully agree with that.
Isn't that terrible? I mean, I would never say that,
terrible.
but it's like
she's been hearing us dropping the like F word.
We have different color
hair.
Y'all
are making me clutch my pearls
Britt,
with all of your
these gays.
No, all of the terms. I've been trying to learn all the terms.
She's like, that's not offensive.
She's like,
and I'm like,
twunk?
I mean, you're not really supposed to say it, but
a twonk. Like there's so many things that I'm like, and Brandon's just like, I'm an open book. Like, ask me anything. I'm like,
bad.
well, my like gay friends like aren't really like super open about those kind of things. They're like I don't feel comfortable asking.
Because like we talked to, and you were like, people just come out and ask me what my sexuality is. I'm like, yeah, because they're gay and they want to know if you are too.
Yeah, I just like never like I've.
Because usually if someone is gay, they'll be like,
interesting world.
I mean, people, even if they're questioning, they'll say, oh, I'm questioning. And usually if someone's like, I usually assume that they are either like closeted and they just don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Or they're just straight and they're like, huh? Why do you care?
I think when someone asks me,
I'm the default.
I'm like, am I giving off the energy that I like girls? That's where my mind goes.
I just think because you're like fun to be around and you don't give the like
you don't know where.
Typical, we don't have straight friends.
And the energy I think now is like not as specific. You know, it used to be very specific energy.
True.
Now it's like a broader energy.
That's true. Yeah.
But we have a lot more in common than just like who we like. So
we've
it doesn't
been
really matter.
actively recruiting for years.
Well, and I've also followed you, so like I get I don't know.
Like I'm like in my content, do I like
I
would
don't
you
think.
assume that I'm straight? Like looking in my content?
I guess.
I don't like to.
I'm, like, always
I don't like to
wearing-
make
you don't-
assumptions.
I'm like a very like
that's a big fat lie.
But I wouldn't assume the other way. You know.
well, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm like
it didn't go one way or the other.
I think so like I'm not like a very like I can be like a very like feminine dressing woman, but I'm much more sporty spice.
Yeah.
And I think people are like, well,
And we
Sporty
appreciate
spice.
that.
I love a good sporty. I'm definitely sporty spice.
How many times do I say that?
That's
I call sport variegation sporty spice. If there's
Oh,
a little
that's
on it,
cute.
like a little spice of sport variegation, so it's a little sporty spice.
Oh, I like that.
So if
I'm
you
gonna have
find
to start saying
you're gonna
that.
have to use that name for any plant that you buy that has sport variegation.
Absolutely. Now I didn't think about that.
Yeah, sporty spice.
Sporty
baby.
spice. I love it.
We
love
are
it.
going on and on and on. So
Well, yeah. We
have so much to do.
long.
We also have a panel coming up that we
Oh
need
my
to, like,
gosh,
get to.
we do.
And I still have to send her all of our questions. So, anyways, where can people find you
wait.
online?
Pause. We have a
What?
review.
Oh my
I'm
God.
locked and loaded, ready to go.
You
We
have a
actually
review?
Please do it.
we have two
Do
because
these,
one's
like, come in.
really on the Apple.
Oh, okay.
You
Half
can-
the time we forget
So
to read
give
them.
us a
Oh,
5-star
okay.
review. It's super easy on Spotify. You just have to listen to 30 seconds of the podcast and click 5-star. Do it on
Okay, read
Apple
it,
and write us a little
please.
review. If it's funny and mean, we'll love it. Or it can be loving, or it can be cute. It can be whatever. Just write us something.
Let me know how my first podcast. I think it's my first plant podcast.
Are you
Oh.
serious?
Yeah.
We're honored.
What a treat.
Britt has,
honored.
Britt has been on Better Home and Gardens, so I'm just like,
Oh
we're
my
honored.
gosh,
And here we
thank
are.
you.
Where are we growing?
Where are we growing?
I'm so happy
okay,
to
no,
be
but your
on.
video with your mom for the Mother's Day one is
For Better
so
Homes and
cute.
Gardens.
Yeah, so cute. Do you
She
guys
was-
like giggle at each other when you're like filming, or are you kind of like Are you more used to it now?
I more so giggle at her because I feel like she's gotten so much funnier in her older age. She's just a walk. Like she's
What an
just funny.
angel.
Like you guys, how many
Oh,
times have
yeah.
you guys like laughed
No,
at
the way
something
that she
she's
walked
done?
by, and she's like
right.
showing us
No.
the business
Like
card.
she's like the plant. Like she's like the plant dealer, the plug.
She's in it.
She's the
She's so
plug.
funny.
Yeah, she's very
She
funny.
just loves you. I love
Aw.
it. She supports you so much. You can
I
tell.
love it.
She
yeah,
just wants
she
you to be
supports
happy.
you guys too. She wants you guys to
Oh
be
my
happy
God.
too.
Tell her to write a review.
I will tell.
Oh
she
my
would be
gosh.
happy.
Tell her
to. She'd be
she's
like,
got to
"Where
put like
can I do
Mama
it?"
Parish. So
Okay, okay.
I'm sure
Mama
she's listening
Colleen.
to. She's listening to this right now. I know that she
She
her
was over
daughter.
here taking videos and pictures of us.
she found a way to
I
hack
know.
into this and get a live recording.
One of her
You
lovely.
should have her on.
Oh my
You should go
God.
interview her. She would love it.
We should do a little segment at home, like when
Yeah.
she gets home.
She would love it.
like being a plant, like a mom to a plant person, like
Oh.
watching that, and just like
Yeah.
watching. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting questions like ready.
Okay.
I want her to talk about like watching people go from like gardening being the default like plant
Yeah.
hobby to it being like houseplants.
Yeah. Or you know what's interesting to hear from her is like how the plant world was when she was growing up.
Yeah, because plants are timeless, baby.
They are
They've been around
timeless.
forever.
Yeah.
And they're going to be here long after we are.
And they're
I
obviously
hope
like
so.
not like how it is now. Like it's such a big movement now, but like even back in her day, it was just like a thing. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, you should definitely.
Definitely get it.
Yes.
What's our review, Brandon?
Okay, so we got 2 quick reviews. We've got Love It by Chris776622. I love the show. It's good while learning about plants. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
And then
Chris.
our little longer one is New Podcast Fan by Can't Leave Without It. What a cute little podcast
Can't leave
name.
Without it.
I love it.
I love that.
I love a good plant pun.
I'm
Can't Leave
so
Without It.
excited I
That's
found
one
the
I haven't
show.
heard
Yeah,
before.
exactly.
So excited, baby.
Brandon and Nicole are 2 of my favorite TikTokers to watch online. I never listen to podcasts, but I've been listening to their podcasts all day. They're so entertaining while providing great
Fun.
information. I also love that they are neurodivergent and can totally relate to all things that they discuss. I will definitely be binging all the episodes.
Can I manifest something for you guys real quick?
Please do
I
it.
really would love for you guys to take this show on the road and do like an open stage, kind of like sit down
That's
talk
why
like
it's
this.
named Where Are We Growing?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you guys want to do though. Like,
So we could-
But I mean, like,
Yeah.
Here's
like
the
where
thing
people can
is,
like
yeah.
watch you guys like on a stage.
Oh, yeah.
doing
This panel is probably going to be our test because I don't. Here's the thing. I'm used to it being just me and Brandon, but
Okay.
even when you were listening to our last
Yeah.
one, it felt like I had a little audience, and it felt
Okay.
like I was playing to the audience because you were
You
like
very much
interacting with
were,
me.
yeah.
And
They
I was
couldn't hear
I
me,
was
like,
saying something.
interacting
I
and
knew
talking.
that there was going to be something only you would laugh
Yes.
at, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
for it. And
Yeah.
I think maybe it will be better if it's not just Brandon laughing at me.
No, it was great. Yeah, I feel like you guys should definitely like take the show on the road. I feel like so many people would love to like see you guys like
No, people ask for it
interact
all the
in-
time.
Really?
Yeah.
Please do that. I could
It's
be
one
your
of those
event
things-
coordinator. I would totally do that.
Okay, are you trying to be our manager?
I was going to say,
Totally.
we talked about this. We're wary of collabs, so only if you're comfortable to like work with us.
I've talked to you guys enough to.
I was gonna say before we left at the end, I was like, I'm gonna talk to Britt and be like, I would love to collab, but no pressure.
Well, you guys have heard my horror story.
Yeah, we've gone through it. We've gone through our list of like, don't work with this one, do this.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely would love to like help you guys like make that happen. I'm so serious.
Yeah,
it's so needed. Like I feel like, as a content creator, like people just only hope for like you to be relatable in person, and I feel like you guys are so relatable like in person, and like the chemistry is like there, like, but I got to see it in a different way. Like I'm listening to you guys like in the headphone, like on the first episode, but then I got to see the facial expressions and the things that people don't see, and I think that's like gold.
It's
so
different.
gold.
Yeah, it's not the same.
You need to do this,
especially even when we go back and listen to funny situations that happened. I'm like, oh damn, that wasn't as funny because they didn't see what happened.
Yes, it's like the zoom in on a video, like when you like.
They didn't see him.
They need to be able to peer into the enclosure.
No, we react to each other's like as I'm talking. Brandon will be like,
"We're making Wendy Williams faces left and right."
When I put my head down, like. People don't know that I'm just like putting my forehead to the microphone.
Man, it needs to be like a TEDx, like a PlantX, where you just go on stage and have different people talking with you.
Move over, my favorite murder.
On a couch.
That is what I'm manifesting.
I love it. I really need that for you guys. I'm going to put it in the universe for you guys.
We love it.
Universe receive.
Okay.
Where can people find you on the interwebs and follow and learn more about you?
They can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Botanically B. That's BOTANICALLYBE.
Yeah, BE, baby.
Or botanicallybee.com. Or you know what? Tulsa dubbed me the Tulsa Plant Queen. You can literally Google me.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? I think that's so crazy to me that, like, have you ever Googled yourself?
A little bit.
I think it's just like interesting to see like where you end up in like different people's like articles and forums and stuff that you may have not known about.
Oh no!
Someone said they looked up just Lecca, and I was the first thing to pop up.
No, when you
type, God, really?
When you type in Brandon Botanical, it's all these people like posting my stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh
like
yeah, people use my content. Yeah, people just like take it and post it in like a compilation or something.
Yeah, I've gotten that too. Yeah. But yeah, definitely.
If there's ever a negative Reddit feed about me.
That's what I kind of be looking. Well, I don't think I would ever like say any negative like Reddit feed, but I just am like I always Google myself to see if I've popped up anywhere outside of what I already know.
It's because you can't do my government name because there's an Elvis impersonator and multiple football players who have the same name as me, so I'm like pretty low down the totem pole.
Well, yeah, you can go to botanicallybee.com and learn everything about me.
Oh,
I love that.
I love you guys, though. I appreciate you guys having me on. I've literally been looking forward to this.
Thank you for being on.
All day. I've been sitting with you guys the entire time.
This is
waiting for my time. When are you going to do it?
Our guests are going to be like, oh my God, a 90-minute episode. Yes.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, because sometimes we're struggling to stretch something.
Sometimes
to
it's
an hour.
sometimes it feels like 2 hours. It's been 24 minutes, and we're like,
no, literally. I'll look at it. I'm like 40 minutes. No, good enough.
Is it because you like don't have topics or what?
Well, so we do a specific topic, but sometimes there's just not that much to talk about with that one topic. So, and we don't want to drag it out. I mean, I know people like our tangents. They like when we just talk about stupid shit, but we're not just going to like put out a podcast to put out a podcast.
I feel that. I feel that.
So it's got to be intentional because also like we like to watch people's content that, you know, we can tell when someone's genuinely throwing something out there and not throwing it at a wall to see what sticks.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want that.
I feel that.
We're not noodles on a wall.
There's certain topics that we want to talk about, but we're waiting for a good guest for that because we just don't know. We don't know that much about it. We're not going to pretend to.
I feel that.
And even like the Ping episode, we just recently did the Ping episode because I wanted to have a good, well-rounded experience with it. I mean, I've been growing them for years now, but now I finally got one to go to seed. I finally am doing a bunch of propagations.
Yeah.
And I've tried a bunch of different ways to propagate.
And even with that, I still felt like we still needed an expert, a scientific expert to join us.
I don't like calling myself an expert. Do you call yourself an expert or maybe a specialist? Or you're a consultant.
Influencer
consultant. Yeah, enthusiast.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's my hobby. I don't feel comfortable saying like, oh, I'm kind of an expert on that. Unless I have some type of certification, schooling, or if it's something I literally made up and no one else is doing what I'm doing, so that has to make me the expert.
Sure,
you know?
I feel like I'm an expert on my own plants, but I could never call myself an expert without like being a horticulturist or a botanist or something like that. It just feels weird. Enthusiast though, like it just means like you engulf yourself in it all. So
full of enthusiasm,
feels more appropriate. But yeah, I feel like have you guys done like a defluencing? Like
I don't understand what de-influencing is. Is that when people go through and talk about things you don't need to buy?
We technically are de-influencers.
Yeah.
Because we talk shit about influencing all the time?
Well, no.
just like the things that you don't need that people like say that you need.
Yeah. I mean, I love when something's like I'm not a 2-in-1 shampoo kind of girl, but I'm a 2-in-1 plant product type of girl. If something can be combined, I mean, even a watering can and a spray can in one. I like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something that is...
I'll re-influence. I'll be like, this is an influencer's opinion. Here's an actual... So, like, I'm in the makeup profession. I consider myself a beauty/cosmetics professional because that's the industry I work in. I have years and years of experience. I do other people's stuff. I don't... Like, I'm not speaking like, this works for me, and so you should use it. I'm like, this works for everyone. Yeah. So that thing that influencer said works just for them. Return that and buy what I say because it will work for you, not...
Yeah, that's good. Okay. I wondered if you guys did like a defluencing one.
Well, because there are certain like plant products that are really pushed, and someone's like, I need that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I must need that because I see it everywhere. I'm like, no. Even when people are like, I need a fancy moss pole, right? I'm like, certain plants just need a stick.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to root into a pole. My begonia maculata, I mean, some people just have theirs like hanging out.
Yeah.
Some people have them on a stick trellis. Some people have them just like... I just have like a stick and it just wrap around it.
Wrap around.
So that's just it. You don't need, and plus, like I've said 100 times, I'm cheap.
No.
Stop when I tell people that's a manifestation.
Okay,
you're frugal.
Thank you.
I'm frugal.
That's better.
That is funny because when I say I'm cheap, it's almost like a mantra of like I'm a cheap person. I can't buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm frugal.
Yeah,
but I try and stop and be like, do I actually need that? Because I don't want to feel sick to my stomach.
Sure.
That's what I worry about. I don't want to be like, I shouldn't have gotten that because I've been impulsive before and been like, that was fucking stupid.
I feel that.
I cried over,
We've been there.
We've all been there.
When you buy something and then buy something right after to just like cancel it out.
Just beat it with the bank.
I love it.
Okay, we got to wrap this show.
Okay, Nicole, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at Nicole Larson Grows. Brandon, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can go to brandonbotanical.com to find all of my information. Otherwise, you can find me at Brandon Botanical on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and my Amazon storefront. I am now the face of Amazon Fish.
Amazon Fish, baby. And go, y'all, use Brandon's like storefront.
Yeah.
Y'all,
if you're buying stuff on Amazon, at least make it benefit me.
Yeah, I'm like, go. I've ordered before. It's been a while, but I go and just use Brandon's account so that he gets commission.
You can buy anything.
It doesn't have to be planty. Have a good day, y'all. We'll see you in the next one.
Love you. Thank you, Britt.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.